Good morning and welcome to the Morning After. We have a great show ahead of us, so stick around. Hello, I'm Shannon McCarriston.
And I'm Brooke Riley.
And we are your hosts for the Morning After. Now let's check out what is happening around our community. Q-Thon will be organizing a glow-in-the-dark Zumba event on March 6th from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. An instructor will lead participants through multiple dances. Glow sticks and glow-in-the-dark face paint will also be sold.
This Wednesday, the Student Programming Board will be hosting St. Baldrick's fundraiser in the Burt Concours at 8 p.m. We will be talking to some students who are organizing the event later on in the show. One of Q30's own is participating in the event. Michael Bonavita will be shaving his head for the cause.
So Brooke, now moving on to major entertainment news, the iHeartRadio Music Awards aired last night. What were some of your initial thoughts?
They did. I really did enjoy the show. I thought that Ed Sheeran's performance was definitely a highlight of it. Love his new song, Castle on a Hill. Mm-hmm. I also was very happy and pleased to see that Thomas Rhett won Country Music Artist of the Year. I'm a big country fan.
Me too.
Wouldn't have mind seeing Luke Bryan win, and his performance, star of the show, definitely a good one. Justin Timberlake had a really nice acceptance speech, getting involved with everybody.
He never disappoints, right? Yeah. So a little background on these awards. They're the iHeartRadio Awards. They were held at the Forum in Inglewood in California, which I've actually been there before. It's a really nice arena. It was really cool to see there. A lot of fun awards are held there. It was on TBS, TNT, and True TV. So we can kind of even see by that it's more of a low-key awards show. You know, this isn't the Grammys, but it's still a really fun thing to see all your artists that you love all year round perform.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's a really cool show. Definitely needs a little bit more people to watch because I almost forgot it was on until right before it started. So
it doesn't have as much as the social media presence, but there were still some major moments. We saw DJ Khaled with his son, who is just, his son is so adorable. I love him so much.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus introduced her sister, and she had an I Love Noah Cyrus sign.
Yeah, she had a lot of support for her.
A lot of those artists that go on the iHeart Music Awards, they really have a lot of fun with it, and you can see that. They love what they do, and it's an opportunity, once again, for them to go to an award show and do something that they really love.
I totally agree. They definitely looked like they were having a lot of fun out there.
So what is your favorite award show? I know iHeart is more lower key. Do you like stuff like that, or do you like the big Grammy and Oscar nights?
I do like Grammys. Not a huge Oscar fan, but my personal favorite is the Tony Awards.
Okay. I was thinking CMAs since she loves country music.
No, I'm a huge theater person too, so Tony Awards are what I look forward to every June.
Yes, I love it. I love the Tonys too, and they always have some really great performance. I remember when Hamilton performed there. That was kind of a breakout moment.
Really awesome. They performed on the Grammys last year also.
So continuing with the music news, Adele confirmed that she was married and Ed Sheeran has new music. So your takes on these two things?
Adele and her husband, now to confirm, they've been together for 5 years, and they have a 4-year-old son together. So I think that that's really good that they finally let it out to the world. Ed Sheeran's new music, so awesome. Love the new album. Definitely has a lot of relatable music, relatable topics going on in the world today. Really good stuff.
Yep, so the album is called Divide. So he's had a lot of, math titles for his albums. And it kind of sticks with our St. Patrick's Day theme here because he has 2 pretty Irish songs that I heard that he said he had to fight to get on the album because, Irish folk music and that kind of music isn't, topping the charts in America these days and, really even England. But right now they're topping the charts still. It's Galway Girl is one of them, which is one of my personal faves. And then in Ireland, he's once again topping the charts because people are loving it, especially around this time of year. You see us decked in green for St. Patrick's Day, so we're ready for it. Now, switching gears a little bit from music to dancing, Dancing with the Stars. We have Nick Viall and Simone Biles, who are 2 of the major stars who are going to be on it. What do you think about them being on?
I never really watched Dancing with the Stars, but I know that those are some really big names, so I think that'll be a cool show to watch with them.
I think it'll be a fun time. So now we're going to move on to one of our favorites, a Bachelor segment with Liv. Liv, what do you got for us?
Today, we are in mourning. We are mourning the loss of Corinne from The Bachelor. No, she didn't die. However, Nick did send her home, and considering she was the most entertaining part of each week's episode, she will be deeply, deeply missed. R.I.P. Corinne. Anyway, this week we're changing things up, and instead of recapping The Bachelor of last week's episode, I'll be telling you my predictions for the future and the finale. Because, let's be honest, if you aren't caught up by now, you should probably just give up. You really didn't miss much of a season anyway. So, the 3 ladies left on The Bachelor are Rachel, Vanessa, and Raven. And considering Rachel is the next Bachelorette, I'm just going to throw out a wild guess that she isn't the last one standing at the final rose ceremony. So that leaves us with either sweet country girl Raven or Canadian Vanessa. Personally, I think Raven and Nick have the best chemistry. And that really isn't saying much because Nick has the personality of a rock. Also, Vanessa seems to cause a lot of drama, and she really always has a problem. But Nick also clearly loves drama since this is his 4th time on The Bachelor. Also, let's not forget the time that she threw up on her one-on-one date. So at this point, I think it's really anybody's game. Well, Raven or Vanessa's game because Rachel already won since she doesn't end up with Nick and she's the next Bachelorette. Really, whoever Nick ends up with, I'm sure it won't last very long because as we've seen before, falling in love on live television doesn't usually work. But who knows? Maybe 4th time really is the charm. Oh no, it's supposed to be 3rd time's a charm, so Nick, you're probably doomed. Oh well, that's what you get when on one of the first group dates, you're shoveling cow manure. Better luck next time. That's all I have for you guys this week. Be sure to tweet your Bachelor predictions at the handle @TMAQ30 and tag me as well @LivDufo22, and hopefully I'll be able to respond to you. And I'll leave you all with one final question. Would you accept Nick's rose? Back to you guys at the piazza.
So this past weekend, Quinnipiac's theater department put on the Wild Party. Shanna, did you see it?
Yeah, it was a great performance. I know they teased it at QU Tonight, which I loved. I always go to QU Tonight. It's a great show. And they did one of their performances. And I mean, the acting and the singing, I was beyond impressed.
Oh yeah, I saw it Thursday night. Definitely a ton of energy on the stage. Like I said before, I'm a huge theater person. Made me miss being on stage a lot. I really enjoyed the whole show. There wasn't really a lot of dialogue in it, which was interesting. It's more of an opera type of show. But still, the plot was a little confusing to understand with that, but definitely performances, top priority. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I don't know if someone can get their hands on a DVD if you missed out on it this weekend, but just seeing some of the performances from these people, I mean, it's hard to imagine that they're in college. Some of the singers, they were top notch. They really were.
There's so much talent at this school, and it goes unnoticed to some people.
Yeah, and I mean,
It's
this
such a shame.
isn't a stereotypical theater school. You know, like some schools are, you know, specifically for the arts, but there are some people here who are, you know, have a really bright future ahead, possibly, you know, in the arts. And it just reminded me, I think theater is very important, and I think, you know, sometimes you said that, it can get unnoticed by people. So I think it's important to, you know, go out and support these people, and, you know, they're trying really hard, and it shows.
And the Buckman Theater is so small, that should have been sold out each of the nights. I know it was sold out yesterday, but I don't think it was the other nights, and it totally should have been.
Yeah. It was also the last show that's going to be in Buckman, so that was kind of a momentous occasion.
I heard they're building a new theater space.
Yep.
I think just down the street from York Hill.
Yeah, I think that'll maybe prompt people to go to more shows, hopefully, if it's this
Definitely.
big, lavish theater. What is your favorite play, just since we're talking about plays? And I'm a huge theater person myself. I have zero talent, but I like to go watch other people with talent.
You know, my all-time favorite Broadway musical that I've ever seen is Ghost the Musical. Not many people know about it,
Yeah,
though.
I've never
'cause
seen it.
It was only on Broadway for about 4 months back
Wow.
when, but the effects made that show something incredible.
Wow.
How about you? What's your favorite?
Mine is definitely Les Mis.
Classic.
That's my
Love that
all-time favorite.
also.
I know it's so cliche and everyone loves it, but how can you not? It's one of the best ones. So now we're going to head off to see, what do you have to wear this week? Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be hot? Brooke, what do you got for us?
Let's see. So today, we got a nice sunny day out there today. It's 41 degrees, so a little chilly. Definitely need to take out the coat, but lots of sun, so don't worry about an umbrella. Tomorrow, there's a little bit of rain coming our way though, so the umbrella is needed then. But a little warmer, 50 degrees with a low of 47, so not too bad out there. We got a little bit warmer weather back on Wednesday though, back kind of like how it was last week before it got freezing again. 59 degrees and some sun, a little bit of clouds, but not too bad out there. Thursday, 46 degrees, so a little cooler, but the low is 29, so definitely need your jacket out at night if you have a meeting to go to or anything. Friday, we have some snow in our future, 41 degrees, a lot cooler, and a low of 19. I know that's the last day before spring break, so everyone's going to be traveling. Be careful on the roads out there. Saturday, 29 degrees, so much colder again. Hopefully that snow won't last too long. A little bit of sun though, so it's not terrible. And Sunday, we see some flurries in the future also, 30 degrees with a low of 17. That's all I have for weather. We're going to toss to a commercial break, and we'll be back. Coming up, shamrock shakes.
Never had one. You haven't either, right?
No, I've never tried a shamrock shake.
This should be interesting. Stay tuned.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
And welcome into Studio 125.
So what? If you score 40 points in a basketball game, we all know you play Quinnipiac intramurals. We all know you love to shoot the rock.
Well, if you think that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, what I'm about to say, I guess, is going to be pretty ridiculous in your book. But I'm going to say yes, there is a controversy.
Line, getting ready to punch the ball as it lands right in front of another monumental player.
All this and more.
Coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
Coming up on hashtag that.
We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
All right, so welcome back. So Brooke and I, very rare that no one has tried a shamrock shake, but neither of us have.
Yeah, I've never had one.
Which everyone was kind of, shocked when we told them, neither of us have had a shamrock shake. So now we're going to try some, keeping with the St. Patrick's Day theme. So I have a chocolate one and a regular one. You don't love chocolate, so
yeah,
I'm taking
not
the
a chocolate person.
No, all right, you ready? Should we cheers or something?
Yeah, let's try it.
All right, cheers. I'm nervous.
Me too.
I don't know why. Oh, it tastes like, it's like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah, I'm not really a mint person either, but I kind of like this.
That's not bad. Let me try this one.
It's got a bit of a vanilla kick to it too.
You're glad you didn't have this one. I don't like the chocolate one as much.
Too chocolatey?
Yeah, no, this one's good though. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
Give it an 8.
You give it an 8? I give it like 7.7.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
So if you don't want to head over and actually buy a shamrock shake and maybe want one that's even better, Michael Delgado teaches us how to make our own shake right in our dorm. This should be good. Delgado?
Thanks, guys. One of the most coveted treats to have around St. Patrick's Day is the Shamrock Shake, and I'm going to show you how to make it at home. Let's get started. The basic Shamrock Shake consists of 1.5 cups of ice cream, a half cup of milk, and 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract. Put those items into a blender and hit blend. While blending, you can add drops of green food coloring to give it that perfect color. All right, now that we're done blending, we can go ahead and pour it out into a cup. And feel free to add any kind of whipped cream or cherry or any garnishments you may wish to have in here. Let's give it a try. Wow, this is very good, even more minty than the one that you can get at McDonald's. All right, guys, good luck with making this, and back to you guys in the piazza.
All right, so if you couldn't tell already, this is our Irish episode, our St. Patrick's Day episode. Brooke, you're 50% Irish, correct?
Yeah, my dad's 100%, so I'm 50. My mom's not Irish at all, surprisingly.
All right, so you look more the part with the red hair.
Oh, yeah.
I am Irish, if you can't tell by the last name, or the shamrocks, or the green. So now we're going to talk about some of the traditions, the crazy traditions, that Irish families have, not only on St. Patrick's Day, but all year round. So I'm going to start with the first one. So throwing salt over your shoulder. So if you spill salt on the table or really anywhere, you have to throw it over your shoulder or it's bad luck. Have you heard of that one?
I have heard of that one. It's an interesting one, but it's something that we do.
It's something that we do. It's crazy. My grandmother said, yeah, we're crazy, but I was texting her about it. Sorry, what's your next one?
I was talking to my grandma yesterday also about it, and she said one thing is that it's bad luck to have shoes on the table.
Yep.
Because apparently that could bring death upon you.
Yes.
So
it's
an
intense,
interesting
guys.
one
It's
too.
getting intense on TMA.
Yeah.
My family is very, very serious about the no shoes on the table. And then we have another one, no
Yeah.
hats on the bed. But we also have one that birds are bad luck. I read online, I was doing some research. They said if a bird flies into your house, it's bad luck. But my grandmother says anywhere. You don't want a bird in a picture, like a decoration.
That's interesting. I never heard that
or
one.
on your shirt or anything. So stay away from birds if you're very superstitious.
Yeah, and some really good St. Patty's Day traditions that a lot of people have are obviously Irish soda bread. I don't know, do you like Irish soda bread?
I'm not a huge fan. My favorite is corned beef and cabbage.
Really?
And obviously we eat a ton of potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
And we have that every St. Patrick's Day. I won't be there this year, but at my grandmother's house, she puts her nice dishes out, with clovers, and it's all, very intricate. But soda bread is definitely huge.
Yeah, I know my great-grandmother's Irish soda bread recipe is passed down through our family for generations. I don't like raisins though.
Yeah,
so I like to have it plain. So my mom always makes me my own that's plain.
I like that.
So I'm looking forward to having that soon.
That's a good mom there. So another tradition that's close to my heart, because I'm from near Boston, is the Southie Parade in Boston, which is actually the longest running parade in the United States.
Oh, wow.
It's been going on, forever, essentially. Actually, a quarter people in South Boston say that they are, of Irish descent. So it's a very heavily Irish area, so that's why the parade is a huge deal. They have work off, they have school off, and they just go and parade around the streets. So that's a really good time.
Yeah, I know that they have the New York City parade also, and Quinnipiac is actually one of the sponsors for that.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, right?
I'm sure they have some people from here marching in the parade and all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe seeing some faces that I know on
definitely.
TV.
That'd be pretty cool.
So another one my grandmother said that I hadn't heard of, and my mom kind of put it up for debate, was always go in the door you go out. So if you're going into someone's house and you go in their side door, when you leave, go back through their side door. But my mom said it's never go out the way you came in. So that one's up for debate.
That's interesting. Could be either way then.
All right, so now sticking with our Irish theme, our very own Steph Morrell learned how to Irish step dance. So we'll see how she did, and maybe we can learn a few things ourselves in Irish step dance.
Thanks, guys. Now I'm here with Kelly to learn some Irish step dancing. What do you have?
Okay, so I'm just going to teach you like basic beginner wheel step. It's a soft shoe dance. So you starting position is like similar to a fifth position in ballet. So we always tell like our babies or beginners to start like this, and then you just cross your legs over, and you always put your hands in fists and tight up your sides. Your upper body should not move at all. Okay. So it starts out. Out, and then you start taking up point, up, back, 2, 3. Oh boy. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, up, point, back, 2, 3, up, point, back, 2, up, back, 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3, I'm impressed. I knew what I'm doing. Okay, try a little faster. Okay. Ready? Hop, point, hop, back, 2. Hop, point, back, 2, 3. Hop,
for today, but back to you guys.
So we're now going to take another quick break, but coming up, we will learn some more about the upcoming St. Baldrick's event this week. Stick around.
It's 9:30 Eastern, and you know what that means. Sports Pause is on the air.
Ball played up the middle. Iman Whalen with a little cheat off the pipe. Preseason just boils down to going after another national championship and not necessarily focusing on the one before.
MJ, it is time for our favorite part of the show. It's the top 5 plays of the week, brought to you by B&D Deli, home of the Q-Dog.
Let's talk about the first play you want to break down.
Yeah, let's break it down right away.
But the one name I'm going to throw out there is a freshman, Mika Maples.
Coming up on hashtag that. We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
All right, Brooke, so we know St. Baldrick's is coming up. It's a great event.
Yeah.
But to learn more about it, Kelly sat down with Nicole and Bella. Let's see what she had to say.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm here with Nicole and Bella, who are here to talk to us a little bit about the upcoming St. Baldrick's event. So, do you just want to start off with what it is?
Sure. Well, St. Baldrick's is an organization that raises money for childhood cancer, and this event is going, all the money we make from fundraising the past couple weeks is going towards that.
Awesome. And where is it?
It's going to be in Burt Con from 8 to 10 p.m. on Wednesday.
And can you tell us a little bit about what kind of things are going to be happening that night?
Sure. So if you show up, you can come, and if you have an account on St. Baldrick's that you've fundraised money for, you're going to shave your head. And then so there'll be seats for people to kind of watch all the people get their head shaved. And you can, there's going to be free food there, there's going to be a photo booth, so you can take before and after pictures. We're going to have a coloring station, and the pictures from there are going to go to children's hospitals, as well as I think Quad is bringing in their Fire and Ice event, so there's going to be some free ice cream and hot beverages.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And if someone was interested in signing up, how would they do that?
So you would go online and just Google St. Baldrick's, and then you'll go to their page and sign up to be a shavee. But if you sign up to be a shavee, you do not need to shave your head. You can just come out and have a good time.
Oh, perfect. And what are you both looking most forward to that night?
I'm just looking forward to seeing how many people come and shave their heads. I know you can sign up previously, but it's also open to anyone else to come day of and do it. So if you want to be spontaneous and you want to raise awareness for childhood cancer, you definitely come out. So I want to see how many people kind of do it on a whim.
Yeah. Some along the same lines, just see how many people show up and how much money we can raise at the end of the day.
Cool. And then just want to real quick tell us what your positions are with the event, like how you're involved, how you got involved with it.
Sure. So I'm the Traditions and Community Chair on the Student Programming Board. And so every spring we have this event to raise money. So that's kind of my position. And Bella, here you can explain
I
this.
got appointed as the co-chair for this event, so I'm part of Nicole's normal Traditions and Community group, but now I'm helping her out with this event.
Awesome. All right, so thank you so much for coming on, and we look forward to maybe checking out the event on Wednesday.
Yeah, come by.
All right, back to you guys in the piazza.
All right, so Brooke, you and I obviously, we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. We have those traditions, but what does it really mean? So, do you know where it comes from, some of these?
You know, I heard that back years ago, there's no snakes in Ireland because St. Patrick drove them all out. I don't know if that has to do with the actual celebration of St. Paddy's Day, but it might.
Yeah, so we'll find out a little bit more of the history and maybe get some of these questions answered. John Welsh gives us the rundown of the history of the holiday. John?
Happy midterm week, everyone. Seeing as we won't be here for the day itself, I thought we could take a look at the history of St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is the feast day of Catholic St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. It commemorates the introduction of Christianity to Ireland, which at this point had been an entirely pagan country. He had been a Roman British citizen who was kidnapped by Irish raiders at 16. While working in Ireland as a shepherd, he found God. Through God's introduction, he fled the country, became a priest, and returned to Ireland to evangelize the population. He died on March 17th, which went on to become the date of his feast day. The holiday has come to be a celebration of Irish heritage in general, and is the most widely celebrated national festival in the world. It's even celebrated on the International Space Station. St. Patrick's Day is a national holiday in Ireland, though in the US it is not a legal holiday. That means state-sponsored parades have taken place in Dublin since 1931. The day is celebrated with parades, Irish music, and the wearing of green or shamrocks. In Ireland, they make greater efforts to speak Irish Gaelic, calling the week of St. Patrick's Day Irish Language Week. With all of this, there have been some criticisms of how Ireland is celebrated in separate places. For instance, some have seen demeaning stereotypes of the Irish culture, and people put on display regularly with leprechaun outfits and non-Irish people, using the day as an excuse to get excessively drunk. That's all from me this week. Have a nice spring break, everyone, and back to Shayna and Brooke in the piazza.
All right, Brooke, so believe it or not, spring break is right around the corner. I can't believe that is the spring break of my senior year, and it's your first spring break, right? So Brooke's a freshman, I'm a senior. So what are your plans for spring break?
You know, I'm really excited just to go home and relax for a little bit. I haven't seen some of my friends and family. I haven't been home since we came back after Christmas break, so I'm also going to try to work a little. I'm a substitute teacher in the school district that I went to, so hopefully I could try to get a couple days here and there in while we're home for the week.
Yeah, maybe relax a little, maybe even catch up on homework. I know a lot of teachers give
I definitely
homework
have homework to do over break, and I overlap spring break with my brother just for one weekend, so like that'll be when I get to see him.
So get to hang out with him.
How about you? Got any big plans?
So I'm actually going to the Bahamas on
jealous.
Saturday. But when I was a freshman, I know we were talking about this earlier, when I was a freshman, sophomore, and even junior, I mostly just stayed home, caught up with friends. I know last year, none of my friends had the same spring break as me, so every single day I went to a different college around the area.
That's pretty fun,
all my friends, I went to Boston, I went to Maine, I went to New Hampshire, Rhode Island. I went just a ton of places, but I decided, senior year, it's the last one, I decided to go for a trip. So I'll be leaving for the Bahamas. I'll be leaving this cold weather that you told us about, that snow that you told us about in the weather forecast. I'm leaving that behind. I'm actually going, I'm going with 2 people from Q30. So maybe you'll see us on the Q30 Instagram or something, repping the station. But I'm very excited. It's different when you're a senior. I'm like reflecting, like this is my last time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember when I was a freshman, and
even freshman year's flying by already.
I know. I'm gonna come back.
Can't believe it's halfway over.
I'm gonna come back in 3 years to visit you, and I'm not gonna believe that time has passed.
Yeah, right.
It goes so quick. It's insane. So I'm looking forward to that. Spring break is a nice time. Classes and homework and whatever clubs everyone does, it can get really stressful.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of students I see walking around, lack of sleep, they're tired, they're
and it's right around midterm time too, so
it'll be a nice break for everyone to relax.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so that's all we have for you. Thanks for tuning in, and to be sure follow us on social media and check out more content at q30television.com. You can also subscribe to Q30 on YouTube. Have a great week and have a great spring break, everyone.